Welcome, everyone, to What to Watch Live, the show where we discuss the best in TV and entertainment. This week, my name is David, and today I am joined by my fellow Xfinity editors. It's Liz and Scott.
Hey.
Hello. How's it going, David?
It's going pretty well. How are you?
You know, like I always say, I'm feeling the fantasy over here.
Sure are. How are you, Liz?
I'm great. Yeah. Happy to be here with the two of you.
Thanks. Yeah, and we are so happy that everyone out there in TV land is joining us across Xfinity platforms, or maybe you're joining us 24/7 around the clock across the globe on the What to Watch channel on Zumo. It's not across the globe, it's across the country. I got a little too excited. Hey, and today we're on Twitter, and everything's going great on Twitter, so, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for being here. We never know when this train's going to come to an end here on Twitter, but, you know, thanks for now. Aside from all that, we have a really great show for you, so let's get right into it. We will tell you everything you need to know about Xfinity's free TV week. We will sit down for a 3-course TV dinner fit for the Thanksgiving holiday. We'll tell you how to catch every amazing moment of the 2022 World Cup with Xfinity. Liz will chat with Jenna Ortega, star of the new Netflix series Wednesday, and will help you organize your TV watch list for the week ahead. So, let's kick things off with one of the most beautiful words in the English language. We want an F-R-E-E. It's time for free.
Wow, David, did you come up with that song yourself?
I did. Nicki Minaj had nothing to do with it. These transitions are becoming harder and harder as we get into like episode 500 of this show. Hey, Xfinity's free TV week kicks off tomorrow, November 22nd, and features 7 full days of free previews from HBO Max, Starz, Epic, Showtime, and more. And if you're wondering how to navigate your free TV journey, who better than our very own Scott to tell us more about it? Scott?
Hi. Hello. Folks, is there any better feeling than getting something for free? I mean, I can't think of anything. Maybe world peace. But then again, like free world peace would be even better, right? So fellow fans of free, get excited because as David mentioned, starting November 22nd through November 28th, we have several free premium networks and subscription services available during free TV week. This includes select programming from HBO Max, Starz, Epix, Prime Video, Showtime, and so much more. You can make the most of the week by watching free hit TV shows like House of the Dragon, Dangerous Liaisons, Jack Ryan, and Your Honor, or you can explore content from services that are already available at no extra cost, such as Peacock, Zumo, and Tubi. Now, I bet you're thinking, Scott, I know it's called Free TV Week, but I'm no fool. These amazing networks have a lot more than just TV shows on them. And surprise, Free TV Week is more than just free TV. There are also tons of blockbuster movies as well. And don't worry, we've curated the best of the best for you here in this destination. Now, Free TV Week is available to all Xfinity customers, but customers who are part of our Xfinity Rewards program can enjoy even more special perks, including a chance to win a free X-Class TV. How exciting is that? Free TV during Free TV Week? I mean, come on. Can you think of a better gift to yourself? But let's bring it back to the content real quick. I'm sure by this point you've fired up a group chat with all of your friends and you've been battling it out about what to watch first. Or maybe you didn't do any of that and you have no idea where to start. Either way, we've got you covered. Our esteemed group of editors have taken the liberty of choosing the top 5 things to watch on some of our favorite services that are free during Free TV Week. And you're just one click away into those bad boys and you'll see all of our picks and why you absolutely need to watch them. And speaking of editors' picks, I feel like this is the perfect time to bring back in my buddies, David and Liz. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Boom. All right. Now I'm going to tell you what I'm most excited about for Free TV Week. Are you guys excited about White Lotus? Because I'm excited about White Lotus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So, I mean, I don't think I need to go into a whole bunch of detail here because this show is obviously phenomenal and has all the awards to prove it. Queen of Lavender Baths herself, Jennifer Coolidge, returns for season 2, along with some new faces like Aubrey Plaza, F. Murray Abram, and Michael Imperioli, who you know I love. This new season is set in Sicily, and it is stunning and gorgeous. And I guess the only other plug I want to throw in here is that I have a hangout coming out with these guys soon. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that. But White Lotus, you can watch it for free during free TV week. Boom.
Love
Yes.
that.
Perfect. Yeah. So Liz, I'm curious, what are you most excited about?
Gosh, I'm going to throw it back a little further, and I'm going to say I'm really excited to rewatch the Downton Abbey series. So Peacock this year will have this for free on their platform for us during free TV week. I mean, back in 2010, I watched this as it was airing live, waiting for each episode to come out, and now you don't, right? You get all 6 seasons of Downton Abbey for free on Peacock, and you get to watch that. So I feel like I don't necessarily need to tell you too much about this show, but just in case you have no idea about Downton Abbey, it's a British drama. And it's
Tell us,
all of,
Liz. Tell us. We need to
yeah,
know all about it.
all the pomp and circumstance that you would expect with a British drama, right? And I think what's really exciting about this drama is that it not only follows the aristocratic family, but also their servants, and the storylines are just as great, if not better. And so back in 2010, I watched the whole thing and waited, and now I get to actually binge it. So I'm super excited to watch Downton Abbey. How about you, David? What are
So
you
Liz,
excited about?
now
Oh,
real,
yeah.
before we move on, I'm curious here because I didn't really watch this show like as it aired, but I remember that they had like pretty epic holiday specials. So this feels like a really solid one to have, as a, I guess, Thanksgiving-y time watch. Is that fair to
Yes.
say?
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for saying that. So, yes, they celebrate like no one else. And actually, during the entire series, you will see that they bring in some real topics like the Spanish flu, like the Titanic sinking. I mean, it's all coming together. And they celebrate big. And so they'll deck the halls like you've never seen it done before. So, yes, go out and watch Downton Abbey. Great for the holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, speaking of those holiday specials, um, like some of your favorite family members, sometimes they ruin the holidays for you. And that's what Downton
Uh,
Abbey did a couple times here and
yeah.
there. They love to shock during the holiday specials.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
Liz, when we were planning for this, we realized that the Downton Abbey movie is on HBO Max. And one thing I was always afraid with that was that there was going to be some sort of devastating moment that ruined the rest of the series, like killing off like some of our favorites or whatever. But it really is a pretty like mostly joyful experience. Of course, there's drama, but it really is one of those things, despite some of those moments, that it's just like it just really makes you happy watching this show. It really does. So
I
that's
really agree.
that's my endorsement.
Thank you.
um as for what I'm excited about, um I am very excited to rewatch one of the most esteemed movies of the year, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, starring the one and only Nicolas Cage. Thanks to Free TV Week, this movie is available for free from Stars and features Nick Cage playing an exaggerated version of himself, accepting a $1 million offer to attend a wealthy superfan's birthday party in Mallorca, Spain. But the festivities turn sour when he's unexpectedly recruited by the CIA for a dangerous mission. It happens all the time. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent currently boasts 86% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's very funny. It's very unique. And it's easily one of Nick Cage's best movies in years, outside of his 2021 drama called Pig, which was also very good. If you are a regular viewer of What to Watch Live, because I don't know, there's some of you out there, Mom. If you're a regular viewer, you may remember I interviewed Nick for an episode of Xfinity Hangouts. Just say Hangouts into your voice remote to check it out. And he was very open and honest about embracing the myths and the legends and the rumors that surround him. And I think that's what really makes this movie so great. He doesn't care if you think he's eccentric and self-absorbed and makes terrible action movies. All of that energy only makes him more powerful, and he puts it to amazing use in this film. And one last quick question. I think you can see it's going to drive Brad crazy that I'm doing this, but like, look at this pillow back here, this little Nick Cage sequin pillow that has appeared in pretty much every single episode of Hangouts that I've done. When we were doing it in person, it was sitting on the couch next to all the celebrities. It's been back there virtually for everyone that I've ever done. And that exact pillow appears in The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent during a scene where they're browsing a Nick Cage memorabilia museum. And I put that back there for my interview with Nick, and he didn't even mention it. I'm like,
love it.
Finally, I have my moment. It's back there. He can see it, presumably. But again, he's probably seen everything. So he also probably thought I was just pandering to him, which is not true. It's been there for years.
It's true. It's very true. And just think of all the celebrities that have caressed Nick Cage's face via you.
It's true. Anne Hathaway was really getting into it. Scott, I know you did see this movie, right?
I did. I saw a screening of it, I think right before it came out. It was phenomenal. I really enjoyed this. And I'm not even like a huge like Nick Cage guy. I'm not a Nick Cannon guy either, but here we go. Yeah, Nick Cage. But I thought it was hilarious. I love that he's not like taking himself too seriously and that he really just leans into it. And I agree with all of the like incredible Rotten Tomatoes like reviews and why it has such a great following and like such a high score there, just because it's funny. It's just a good, fun, easy watch. And I think like right now that's what we need. So absolutely excellent choice. And I think it's, people are definitely going to be diving into this one.
Thank you. Well, Free TV, check this out. Check out Downton. Check out White Lotus. Well worth your time. And Free TV week kicks off tomorrow, November 22nd through November 28th. Just say Free TV week into your voice remote to check it out. Next up, it's time for a TV dinner, and I hope you brought your stretchy pants. Let's check out the menu in a segment called Ultimate Deep Dive. We're just days away from Thanksgiving, and our dear friend and colleague Liz has invited us over for a 3-course potluck dinner. But this isn't any old ordinary meal, is it, Liz?
It really isn't. And I am so excited. Thank you for allowing me to host this wonderful feast of entertainment for all of us. So I think it's no secret. We are all super, super grateful and thankful for the entertainment industry. And we all are connoisseurs, if you will, of our entertainment. So excited to have you here. I, as the hostess, have decided to bring you a main course and 2 sides, and asked each of you to bring Scott to bring some desserts and wonderful drinks, and David to bring some appetizers. So why don't we go ahead and get started with these appetizers and things that we could watch while we're getting ready?
Yeah, of course.
All
So
right.
as we all know, appetizers are intended to whet our appetite, get us excited for the meal ahead. They should be modest, bite-sized snacks that won't fill you up, but still satisfy that grumble in your belly. And with that in mind, I brought the following 3 entertainment appetizers for our TV potluck. First, the 2014 Disney short film Feast, which won an Academy Award at the 87th Oscars. Not only is this a beautiful 6-minute story about a dog's evolving relationship with his human companion, but it also features some of the most beautifully animated food I've ever seen. Like, seriously, the food in this cartoon looks so delicious. I think it's something about the wetness of the food. Like, you see
this is the second time you've said wetness or wet, and I'm just like, I'm not sure how I feel about this right now, okay?
It's better than the alternatives. I'm not saying any other versions of wet or damp.
Moist.
No!
Is that what you're implying, David?
That is what I was implying.
The Twitter
Um,
follow, they just dropped everybody.
so if you're not hungry after this, you might just not be hungry. But Feast is available on Disney Plus. Highly recommend it. Second, I've got the 1989 animated special Garfield's Thanksgiving. I recently received some criticism at the office for saying that A Garfield Christmas is one of the best holiday specials of all time. Not from Scott or Liz, from a different colleagues. But I continue to stand by my lasagna eating feline friend across all holidays, not just Christmas. This is yet another short, easy watch, 24 minutes long, centered around a potentially depressing Thanksgiving in which John Arbuckle places Garfield on a diet, which, I mean, what could be worse than that right before the holidays? And this one is available on Peacock and Prime Video. And finally, what would the holidays be without the Peanuts Gang? A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving is a perfectly palatable 25 minutes long and sure to get you into the holiday spirit. In this 1973 animated special, Peppermint Patty invites everyone to Charlie Brown's house for a Thanksgiving meal of buttered toast, popcorn, pretzel sticks, and jelly beans. And meanwhile, Snoopy and Woodstock prepare a doghouse feast of their own. This special is currently available on Apple TV Plus, and I think this really sets the tone for the meal ahead. And Liz, as you mentioned, since you're the host, I'm expecting a pretty amazing main course. Please tell me what you've brought to the table.
No pressure, actually, all the pressure. But with those appetizers, I am so ready. So I actually cheated a little bit and I told you I would bring you one main course and two sides. But what I decided to do for you is to give you some choices for a main course. One which is episodic that you can take it in little bite-sized nuggets, if you will, one that's a movie, and then another, just one side that I think is super fun. So we'll start off with the main course in an episodic format that is from Netflix and it's from scratch. And if you have been on social media at all, you have been hearing the buzz about Netflix's From Scratch. This is Zoe Saldana and Eugenio Mastrandrea, which is, my goodness, it's just rolls off the tongue.
Ooh.
Um, he plays Lino, and Zoe is an American student who travels to Italy and falls madly in love with an Italian cook, which is Eugenio's uh, character, Lino. And it follows them through their entire journey and really touches tons of topics like cultural and racial differences, health, marriage, parenting, careers, and following your dreams. And I'm telling you that I could not watch and did not watch this all in one sitting. I'm glad I didn't. And I hope I'm not spoiling it for you, but you definitely need to be prepared for this one. It is totally heavy, but so, so worth it. You're going to feel great afterwards. And then we have like Water for Chocolate, como agua para chocolate. This one, gosh, I was first introduced to this one back in college. It is actually based on a novel by Laura Esquivel, and I was studying women's literature, and this happened to be one of the books that we were studying. And when I tell you that this poster art does it no justice. It is about a young woman who falls in love with someone and is forbidden to pursue that relationship. Her family traditions don't allow her to marry him. She's the youngest and has to, stay unmarried and care for her mother. He, though, is also in love with her and is asked to marry the sister. And so she has to see him, and it's torturous for her, right? But she pours all of her emotion into food. And if you never thought that food was sexy, I mean, this is pure magic. And I won't give away too much, but she, as she's baking the cake for her love's wedding to her sister, she starts crying. I mean, she's miserable. And at the wedding, it translates into people getting violently sick. People are sad and crying at the wedding. She's also thinking about him one day when she cooks a meal and has erotic thoughts of him, and it ends up being an aphrodisiac, and everybody at the table is like, I mean, it's really, really great, and it is totally heavy and heavy in a good way. Tons of recipes. It's just beautiful. And lastly, our side from Netflix.
This is a heavy meal so
I was
far.
gonna
I told
This is
you.
a lot of starch.
It's I didn't know
This is-
that's what we were signing up for when we
This
were,
is
you know,
stuffing. This is stuffing. This is
David,
mashed
the
potatoes.
stuffing.
Right?
Some,
But
some
it's
bread
all
filling.
good stuff, all good stuff, right? And then the last one is baking it and is so timely for the holidays. I mean, come on, it's Maya Rudolph and Andy Samberg, and they're just funny as hell. And get them together, and they're even funnier together. And it follows, it's a competition show, and it follows families who sign up to compete against other families, and they have to bake dishes. But the great thing is, and the kicker is that it's all judged by a bunch of like grannies. That is very similar to any of the holidays that we, at least I do, that I'm attending, and so they're all really judgmental, and they're not shy about it. So I thought it was really great to add into this feast potluck, if you will. So I hope you
Love
saved
that.
room for
Love
dessert,
it.
because I'm really excited to see, Scott, what did you bring for us to feast on?
Wow, I feel like the overworked friend who like phoned it in and brought like desserts from the store at this point, because I don't like I just batched a cocktail quickly, maybe picked up like a 6-pack and then brought some, some grocery store cake.
You brought you brought a fruit tray from
Ex-
Wegner's.
Exactly, Wagner. Yes, exactly. All right, let's throw to desserts here. Obviously, desserts. We want them. We're rounding out the night. We want them to be like sweet and decadent, and just something to kind of just give you a nice little nightcap. So naturally, I wanted to go with Holiday Baking Championship, which is on Food Network. Wanted to start with something a little bit wholesome and sweet, but dangerously high in calories, and basically just it's a feel-good show. It's comforting. You get to watch these people make things that you yourself could never do. And it's just really fun. And I know, David, you're a huge fan of this series. So if you want to really dive in, you want to just go back for seconds, there's like 13 seasons of this. So you can just keep going back for more and more until you make yourself sick.
I'm known for overeating for sure. Portion control is not my friend.
Same, girl. When it comes to desserts, I'm just like, okay, bring it on. Let's go. These pants are stretchy. And then, of course, inevitably tensions flare during family holidays, and it gets to the point where murder may just be on the table. So enter Murder, She Baked, the classic Hallmark franchise, where an amateur sleuth solves baking-related mysteries, because obviously you can hide anything in a baked good. You don't know what they put in there, including store-bought cakes. You get a little piping gel and just put something really, really dangerous in there. Yeah, so that one's a pretty good one. This is notably, what is it? A plum pudding mystery. That's one of my favorites. There's also the chocolate chip murder thing, and then there's another one. They're all baking related. You can't go wrong, honestly. They're just lighthearted fun. Think like Christmas rom-com or holiday rom-com, and just insert murder. And you have Murder, She Baked. It's phenomenal. David, you look like you're going to say something.
I do. So that movie stars Alison Sweeney,
Yes.
who is best known for her role as Samantha Brady on the long-running soap opera Days of Our Lives, which I have said in the past that I watched for some reason in my teenage years.
You didn't just watch it, David. You watched it obsessively.
I did all summer long. And I had such a crush on Alison Sweeney, and at the time it was like AOL, and like Days of Our Lives you could go to AOL and put in keyword Days of Our Lives, and you could write emails to your favorite stars. You could go and click on like Sammy's page and like write a fan letter to Alison Sweeney. And this was the only time I ever did this, which is why it stands out to me. I wrote like this fan letter to Alison Sweeney on AOL, telling her what a crush I had on her.
Wow.
I was like 13, 14, maybe. I think I was that young, 13, 14.
Yeah.
And of course she never responded. She never responded. Yes, 13, 14, 25, 38, whatever.
Yeah. Maybe because it came from your AIM handle of swooning for Allison Sweeney.
Swooning for Sweeney at AOL.com. And she never responded back, but one day I'll get to tell her the story
Shocking.
that I
It's
did that.
shocking that she didn't respond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Incredible.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, all good. And then finally, I don't know, because at this point you are definitely answered for a cocktail, and I'm not sure why we waited this long to get to one, honestly. But competition reality show that's new on Netflix is called Drink Masters. Think Blown Away, but replace the glass blowers with mixologists. They're all vying for $100,000 prize. You know, twists, turns, dropped cocktails, just a few too many splashes of bitters. Maybe they overdid it with the simple syrup. It's just insanity. High stakes, you know, just like any holiday. So really just love it. We should have led with the cocktail, honestly.
We totally
I
should
don't
have.
know.
Yeah. Note to self
now
for
it's
the
time
next
for the
dinner
after
party. Yeah.
Exactly. The tryptophan's kicked in, y'all. Let's round out the segment.
Let's take a look at our whole meal here, all laid out before us. There it is. What a
Wow.
feast.
Isn't it just?
Yeah, totally. Thank you guys so much for indulging
Grab it.
me in this feast of entertainment for Thanksgiving. I'm so thankful for all of you too, for Scott and for David, for being amazing, amazing colleagues, and allowing me to do this show with you. And I can't compete with the hair, but um, I love it, and I'm so grateful for you. So thank you guys, and I hope you all enjoy your Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Thanks,
You
you
as
too, Liz.
well.
All
We're
of the
thankful for
same
you.
sentiments in return.
Exactly.
And if you all out there, we're thankful for you too, people out there in Twitter
Some of
and
you, not all of
Twitterland.
you.
There's a few. There's a few. Elon, you know, or on Twitter.
You're gonna get us shut down, David.
I know. You can check out our full TV dinner and watch all the shows and movies we just talked about. All of these right here by just saying what to watch into your voice remote. Next up, grab your cleats, shin guards, and halftime orange slices. We're celebrating the 2022 World Cup in a segment called Featured Collection. The 2022 World Cup has finally arrived, and Xfinity has everything you need to enjoy all 64 matches during soccer's biggest tournament. So, where should you start? Let's begin by saying World Cup favorites into your voice remote, or you can click on this banner in the soccer section of your Xfinity guide, this one right here, and follow your favorite teams competing in the World Cup. Just select your favorite team to receive on-screen notifications about match start times and other alerts related to your team. You can see all of these. Just click on it and you'll like be totally dialed into your favorite team. Argentina, Australia, Belgium. You have to scroll down to find United States. It's all the way in the bottom. Once you've done that, just say World Cup or Copa Mundial into your voice remote to access the comprehensive World Cup destination, where you can immediately browse the World Cup match schedule, tournament bracket, team groups, and scores and stats. You can also easily follow your favorite team from here, just in case you happen to not listen to me and do all of this backwards. As we move down the page, you'll see a row of matches that are currently airing right now, as well as a row of upcoming matches in both English and Spanish, as well as rows of highlights and match replays. And that's far from everything you'll be able to enjoy within the World Cup Hub. If you've got questions, the Hub has answers. Scott and Liz, there has never been better coverage of the World Cup event than there will be this year. All 64 matches will be available in English across Fox networks, and all 64 matches will also be available in Spanish on Telemundo and Peacock. And as the title of this event suggests, the World Cup is a global event, and we're so excited to offer a truly bicultural, bilingual experience across Xfinity platforms. Liz, are you a soccer fan? I only really watch when it comes around to the World Cup, honestly.
Same. I jump on the bandwagon, and when it's the World Cup, I'm watching like the rest of the world, as everyone should, because I just feel like it's so super exciting. And I don't even necessarily watch it in English. I appreciate and enjoy it in Spanish. And when they go, and I just want to tell you, you don't necessarily have to understand Spanish, obviously, to watch it in Spanish. I mean, and just the way that they announce a goal. I mean, their commercials right now with when they yell out goal are amazing. So yeah, it's definitely something we'll be watching here, but not a super fan. So I don't have a team that I'm following, just following it all. I'm here for it.
Scott, you used to live across the pond back in your modeling days when you were chartering yachts, sailing around the
Wow.
globe. Oh, did you pick up a favorite a footy club back in the day?
I didn't, honestly. But what I will say is that, and when it comes to watching sports, football is probably one of my favorite to watch, just because I find the action much more interesting to watch, like just the back and forth versus watching something where it's like stop, start, and then you just got all the American commercial breaks. It's just too much. It's
Yeah.
just too much. So I prefer the high octane action of football, or as you call it, stateside soccer.
Liz, it's so funny you mentioned the excitement of listening to a broadcast in Spanish during the Phillies World Series run when Bryce Harper hit this incredible home run to like create one of the best moments of the postseason. Uh, there was a clip of the Spanish call going around of that same moment. And man, it like I heard it in English, but the Spanish version gave me chills. Like the enthusiasm, it was better in Spanish. It
Yeah,
really
yeah.
was.
I feel like, well, I'm a little partial, but I feel like, Spanish is obviously a very passionate language. And anything that we describe in Spanish is just going to sound that much more, passionate, right? So like we're passionate about our food, we're passionate about our sports. And so, yeah, I'm sorry I missed that clip. I have to check it out. I'd love to hear it. Yeah, it's
Dig
exciting
it up.
stuff.
This is the last time I'm mentioning the Phillies for a long time. Heartbreak, but that was a great moment. But plenty more to be excited about with the World Cup this week and for the next few weeks. Don't miss a minute of it. All 64 games and so much more. Watch replays, watch highlights, watch clips, both English, Spanish. It's so exciting. All right here with Xfinity. Don't miss a minute of it. Just say World Cup or Copa Mundial into your voice remote to dive straight into the action. Next up, it's creepy and it's kooky, mysterious and spooky. It's all together ooky. It's hangouts and extras.
Wow.
No,
I
no,
am
someone needs
So
to stop
happy.
her.
wow. We didn't practice that
I
one.
still got a few. No. This Wednesday, November 23rd, Netflix debuts an all-new adaptation of the Addams Family story centered on everyone's favorite dastardly daughter, Wednesday Addams. Yes, it's called Wednesday, and our very own Liz sat down with actor Jenna Ortega, who plays the iconic sinister sister for an upcoming episode of Xfinity Hangouts. Liz, tell us more about it.
Yeah, let's roll the clip and watch.
I act as if I don't care if people dislike me. Deep down, I actually enjoy it. Bill.
There's just something wrong about this place. Not just because it's a school.
Secret societies, hidden libraries, a homicidal monster. What other surprises are in store?
Uncle Fester.
I like to travel incognito. Come on, let's roll.
I think I read somewhere that you could sometimes have a dry sense of humor like the character. Is there anything else that you find was very easy for you to tap into when playing Wednesday?
I think just the interest in darker things, and it's not to say this.
I don't know. It's weird when you're doing interviews and this and that because you're trying to play it slightly safe or slightly whatever. But I think if you got to know me, I naturally do like darker things. I love things like horror. I like things that are really gruesome. I'm just naturally really into that stuff. So I feel like there's moments in the show where I was we would have discussions on set where I was trying to push things further, play with things, a little bit more. So I see a lot of myself in her in that aspect, and that was really warm and fuzzy for me.
Warm and fuzzy, right? Like Jenna Ortega was the chillest person that I've had the opportunity to have a hangout interview with. I mean, you can't see the full frame of how she was set up, but she was like sort of sitting in a corner and was just like so like chilled and angled. And was really just owning the room, the chair, the conversation. It was really awesome. Jenna's younger, and we've had a great conversation just around so much around her career and around the things of being a Latina and playing Wednesday, when we know that this family is a Hispanic, I guess, family, not necessarily Latino, with Gomez being of Spanish descent. So we've got a great cast of people, right? Catherine Zeta-Jones, who plays Morticia, and Luis Guzman, who's Gomez, and then of course Jenna, who's playing Wednesday. But alongside her is Christina Ricci, who was the original Wednesday. And I remember, in a conversation with her saying, what was that like? Like what pressure, right? I mean, she's iconic, and when we think of Wednesday, most of us think of Wednesday, we think of her. And so Jenna was really great and really owning the role for herself, and being a younger actress, I think really owned that and really stepped into it. So it was really exciting. I'm excited to watch it. I'm excited for all of you to watch it. I love that she shared that she's a lover of all things that are dark, and thought, what a great way to peel back a little bit of the onion for us as well, right? And talk a little bit about, what is it about you all, both David and Scott, do you feel that people don't necessarily know about you? But if they did, they'd maybe be a little surprised to find out. Why don't we go with you first, Scott?
Oh, Lord, you want to know about me?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, I think I would kind of I'm going to phone in my answer here and say that, much like Miss Ortega, I am very, very much a lover of all things dark. And maybe that doesn't come across, because I'm such a colorful personality, but I really love the macabre, and anything that's bloody and violent. I just think it's a romping good time. So, I guess maybe that doesn't come off when you first meet me, but yeah. Give me all of the fun and frightful stuff.
I love that. And you're right. I don't think I would have ever guessed that about you, but I love that. Thanks for sharing. David?
Of course.
Before I do that, real quick, I wonder how disappointed Aubrey Plaza is that she didn't get to just play herself in this series. This has been a devastating miss for her. Secondly, it's worth pointing out that this series was co-produced, and half of the episodes are directed by Tim Burton, which I think gives a little extra weight behind it for people who love this specific genre. Danny Elfman, who's a regular collaborator with Tim Burton and did incredible scores and themes for Batman and Edward Scissorhands and Nightmare Before Christmas and all of that. He did the theme and score for this show as well. So like really great pedigree there that makes the show even more interesting to me, because who does macabre better than Mr. Tim Burton? As for the thing you might not know about me, I think I'm pretty transparent, mostly. But I think one thing that might surprise people, but not all of you because you know me so well, is I am such a softy crybaby that I just cry at everything. Movies, TV shows, songs. Like, it doesn't does not take much to get me super emotional. And there are times where I will just sit and watch golden buzzer videos from America's Got Talent, like back to back to back to back. And it just builds with like, it's what really gets me is happy moments, not necessarily sad. Actually, I don't think really sad moments typically get to me at all. It's when someone's so happy and it just hits me right in the heart. And it's like whenever someone realizes their dream with that golden buzzer, it starts off with a little, okay.
Yeah.
And then it builds. The next one I watch, I'm like, and then I'm just laying there in bed. They're hitting the golden buzzer and the confetti's coming down. I'm like, and the streams are tears coming down my face.
Wow.
I love a good cry. It's healthy. It's really healthy to get all that out. And I will happily take any opportunity to just sit and sob at something, especially Pixar movies. That Feast movie I talked about earlier, I'll sit there and cry over this poor little dog.
Over the wet food.
Over the wet food. It's just so indescribably beautiful and wet. And it just really gets to me.
And wet. Yuck. I'm a crier too. And I have to tell you that I will cry every time the national anthem is sung. It does not matter where I am. It's just this overwhelming feeling of just pride and happiness. Like you, yes, sad feels obvious. I'm gonna cry over things that are sad, but I get very emotional over very proud moments or happy moments. And another fun thing is that I'm a punk, so I don't necessarily like things that are horror and scary. And so I am not a huge fan of going to like haunted houses. Like that is the worst thing you could ever invite me to, is for me to pay for someone to scare the shit out of me. I am so terrified of it.
Can I pay for someone to scare you?
I won't do it. I hate it. Well, thank you guys for indulging me again. I'm so excited. Make sure that you check out the series on Netflix. Jenny Ortega, actually, the Hangout is on our platform as well. So make sure you check that out.
Yeah, just say what to watch into your voice remote. And Wednesday premieres, of course, November 23rd, Netflix.
What he said.
Check it out. Before we head out for the week, as always, we'll help you organize your TV watch list in a segment called Plan Ahead.
I love that song. Can I just say that song is so catchy? It's like, dun, dun, dun. It's just so good.
Please create some sort of club remix of that song.
I can.
I know you can, and I want to hear it.
Wet food.
Wet food. Delicious feast. All right. In this week's premieres, Kevin Bacon joins the Marvel Universe, Adam Devine sings a tune in Germany, and Kumail Nanjiani starts a Dance Dance revolution. And Liz is going to tell us all about it. Go for it, Liz.
We'll start off this week with a Hulu original on November 22nd, Welcome to Chippendales. This is a true crime series starring Kumail Nanjiani as Steve Banerjee, the Indian immigrant who founded the 80s famous male striptease dancers Chippendales. And it really follows Banerjee's literal cutthroat approach to success and the American dream. If 3 Pitch Perfect movies were not enough for you, well, you're in luck, because on November 23rd, Peacock will premiere Pitch Perfect Bumper in Berlin. And you may have guessed, it follows Bumper as he gains success and fame in Germany. And you can expect all of the laughter and music that you would with the Pitch Perfect franchise. For our fans of the original Criminal Minds comes Criminal Minds Evolution on Paramount Plus on November 24th. And the series picks up where we left off as the original cast as the BAU faces a serial killer network organized during the pandemic. We're Here is back for season 3 on November 24th on Paramount Plus. The queens from RuPaul's Drag Race are back, taking small towns by storm as they recruit new talent to dress as drag queens. But it's not all fabulousness and fun. The trio unexpectedly gains some allies and educates so many at the same time. And the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special will premiere on Disney Plus on November 25th. This is a great movie for the whole family as you all gather for the holidays and celebrate with the Guardians of the Galaxy crew as they celebrate the holidays and are in search for the perfect gift for their leader, Peter Quill.
And we're back, Liz.
Sorry. That's it.
Wow.
I'm done.
And this week's finales, we say goodbye to Liz, apparently,
Yeah,
to
that's it.
Batman's butler, the Kardashian sisters, and the galaxy far, far away. Why am I even trying to do this? Scott, tell us about the finales.
Let's
for it.
go. Leading off the finale pack this week is the mega hit reality competition series Dancing with the Stars, which, in case you forgot, shimmied over to Disney Plus for the latest and greatest season. For the past several weeks, celebs have been shaking their bonbons, their macarons, and their press-ons all over the ballroom floor, but which celeb will be crowned winner and strut away with the Mirror Ball trophy? You'll have to tune in on November 21st to find out. We've got lots of options for viewers this week. You can choose to watch the Dancing with the Stars finale and/or watch the finale of Star Wars spin-off Andor. See what I did there? To the surprise of franchise fans across the galaxy, Season 1 of Andor has been light on original trilogy Easter eggs thus far, choosing to focus more on references to the prequels. However, you can expect that balance to shift dramatically as the show heads into its second season. In the meantime, though, you can be sure to catch up and don't miss the Andor finale on Disney Plus November 23rd. Reality TV's First Family wraps up the second season of their hit Hulu show The Kardashians on November 24th. Over the course of this season, Kris, Kourtney, Kim, Khloe, Kendall, and Kylie graciously share in the joy of running their respective billion-dollar businesses, figuring out what to wear in the Met Gala, undergoing hip surgery, dabbling in real estate, taking over Prada runway shows, just some normal, everyday stuff. You can keep up with the Kardashians by checking out this season's finale on November 24th. Also on November 24th, we bid adieu to TV's most iconic Widow's Peak with the season finale of Pennyworth, the origin of Batman's butler on HBO Max. If the name Pennyworth sounds familiar, that is because it is the series that was formerly on Epix. And yes, it's the same retro spy thriller that fans know and love, but it now has a new home and a slightly more descriptive title. You can check out all 3 seasons of the series now available on HBO Max. And last but certainly not least, all episodes of the 4-part docuseries Spectre are now available on Showtime. The series follows the story of enigmatic, legendary music producer Phil Spector and what happened on that fateful night of February 3rd, 2003, when famed actress Lana Clarkson was shot dead in his mansion. Tune in and peel back the layers of one of Hollywood's most tragic crimes and the deeply disturbed man convicted of Lana's murder.
And that will do it for today's show. Thanks to my fellow Xfinity editors, Liz and Scott, for joining me this week. Special thanks to Wednesday star Jenna Ortega for hanging out with us. Her new show premieres this Wednesday, November 23rd on Netflix. Shout out to producers Brad and Aaron and Dan and everyone else behind the scenes for making the show run smoothly. We are going to be off for the next 2 weeks for the Thanksgiving holiday and to, rest up a little bit. We hope that you all have a very happy and healthy celebration with those closest to you as well. We will be back for the last 2 shows of the year on December 12th and 19th. We hope you'll join us for those because we'll be celebrating the best entertainment of 2022. If you recall last year, there was a countdown. There was a lot of debates about what the best thing was of the year. We're going to do that again. It's going to be very exciting. And much to Quam's dismay, Drake will still not be number 1 this year. In the meantime, if you want to check out the TV shows and movies we talked about today, get more of our entertainment recommendations, or watch us interview big celebrities, just say what to watch into your voice remote, or tune in here every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern for a new episode, or check us out across the country 24/7 on the Xfinity What to Watch channel on Zumo. My name's David. Hey, thanks for joining us on What to Watch Live.